That's just like that one dude talking about he still tastes Diddy in his mouth. What?
Guys, this is nuts. Sean Diddy Combs was still filming himself a week before he got arrested, months after the feds had already raided and taken all his tapes. And somehow that footage got to 50 Cent, who's now put it in his Netflix documentary.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
I
know
he did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
It has videos, it has footage, it has interviews from his friends, people in the industry, the co-founder of Bad Boy with him. I actually didn't know that Bad Boy was co-founded by him and his friend. He gave his friend 25%.
This is a story about control. The kind of control that builds empires. The kind that silences rooms with a glance. The kind that convinces a man he is untouchable even as the walls are closing in. For decades, Sean Diddy Combs mastered that control. He wasn't just a mogul, he was an architect of perception. Every photo, every interview, every headline curated. The narrative was his. Until it wasn't. What happens when the most private, panicked moments of a fallen king, moments he filmed himself, fall into the hands of his greatest rival? This isn't just gossip. This isn't just beef. This is a detonation at the foundation of power, image, and legacy. And the fallout is just beginning. Welcome to Behind the Fame. I'm your host. And today, we're going deep inside the explosive, unprecedented war between Diddy and 50 Cent. A war now being fought not in the clubs or on the charts, but in a Netflix documentary that has the entire entertainment industry holding its breath. To understand the magnitude of what's happening right now, you have to understand the fortress Diddy built. Bad Boy Records wasn't just a label, it was a cultural monolith. He shaped stars, defined an era of hip-hop luxury, and operated with a swagger that suggested he'd written the rules himself. His power wasn't merely financial, it was psychological. To be in his orbit was to be part of a narrative so potent, so glittering, that few dared question its source. But in the shadows, a challenger was always watching. Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, the brash, bulletproof survivor from Queens. Their friction wasn't secret, it was sport. 50's Instagram became a relentless meme machine, poking at Diddy's persona for years. It seemed like entertainment, a sideshow. But what if it was reconnaissance? 50 Cent played the court jester, but his eyes were on the throne. While others in the industry stayed silent, bound by loyalty, fear, or participation, he was vocal. A voice in the wilderness, they said. A hater. But he was compiling a case, and he was waiting for a key piece of evidence. He just needed the king to make one fatal mistake. March 2024. The federal raid on Diddy's properties was global news. The Fed seized hard drives, computers, terabytes of digital life. The world assumed the vault was sealed. The most incriminating tapes, gone. But here's where the story twists into something stranger than fiction. Weeks after the raids, days before his arrest, Diddy kept filming. Let that sink in. With the legal net tightening, with his entire world under a microscope, the instinct wasn't to hide. It was to document, to control the narrative until the very last second. He filmed private conversations with his lawyers, with his family, moments of strategizing, of panic, of raw, unfiltered calculation. He was, perhaps, making his own movie, his own defense, a final testament on his own terms. This was the ultimate display of a lifetime habit. If you film it, you own it, you shape it. But this time, he was wrong, because that footage disappeared from his hands. And somehow, that cache of intimate, damning, post-raid footage found its way to 50 Cent. Let's be clear. This isn't leaked security footage. This isn't a hidden camera. This is Diddy's own self-shot personal record, now the centerpiece of a 4-part Netflix series executive produced by his arch nemesis. The documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, landed not as a report, but as a seismic event.
So you have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
he did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now, and then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that all of the stuff that he's doing. I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go into the 90s and Keefe D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries, they went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority in that, to be able to call people out. I mean, which is pretty amazing. You're kind of, in some ways, draining the swamp of Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't have a support system. I don't have a support system of a peer group of artists that I require to do what I'm doing. I've had to be on my own from the beginning. So I don't necessarily have a responsibility to behave a certain way, according to them. And look, if I didn't have an award-winning director doing it, if I hadn't put the right people in place to produce it properly, I wouldn't understand why they would question or doubt anything.
Director Alexandra Stapleton says the footage was obtained legally. Diddy's team calls it stolen, a shameful hit piece, and has fired off cease and desist letters. But the legalities are almost beside the point now. The tape is out. The control is shattered.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest. Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage. Behind the series is Combs' longtime rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton, who sat down with NBC News' Chloe Malas ahead of tonight's release.
Tonight, Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday. Behind the explosive documentary is Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps, what was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage. After a nearly 8-week trial, Combs was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex and racketeering and sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs' team going on to slam Netflix for partnering with 50 Cent, who they say has been his longtime public adversary, something the Grammy winner denied, citing his own casting choices in his popular Stars franchise, Power.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because of the...
Look at this, and let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
There's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you would have you could assume that all of hip hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
And Chloe Molas joins us now in studio. Chloe, you've seen the whole documentary. What else can you tell us about it?
So there's a lot more of this never-before-seen footage, Tom, of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really get a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he never did any sit-down interviews ahead of the trial. So you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. You're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs's inner circle raising a lot of questions. People are going to also have a lot to say about that.
This story is unfolding in real time. New allegations, new defenses, new shocks are hitting every single day. If you're not subscribed to Behind the Fame, you are missing the deepest dives into culture's biggest wars. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell notification right now. Because what we do here is connect the dots others miss. And trust me, the dots we're about to connect will change how you see fame forever. Now, back to the tape. So what do we see in this forbidden footage? Not a monster, necessarily, but a man unraveling. We see him bossing around high-powered lawyers, a man used to command finding the law is a system he can't intimidate. We see the vanity, him complaining about having to hug fans, saying he needs to take a bath after being amongst the people. It's a breathtaking glimpse of contempt he never meant for us to see. And then, the interviews. Former associates, ex-bad boy partners, and new accusers like Aubrey O'Day, painting a picture of an environment fueled by power, pressure, and terrifying secrecy.
People trying to downplay that whole man act and all like this. And let me just break something down to people that they don't know, because they sit up there and talk about, well, they only got him for prostitution in the Mann Act, but they got certain sectors in that Mann Act that has something to do with violence and beating people in the whole 9 yards. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. That's a segment in the Mann Act. And he had shown the participation of beating girls and being violent towards them, stuff like that. And it ain't only just the prostitution part of it. You understand? When the judge look at the whole scope of the thing, he knows the sectors in the Mann Act. You understand? But if that was you and I, check it out. If we got caught with guns in our house, you understand? Somebody's gonna have to take those gun charges. And if the feds don't take up the gun charge, where do they go to, sir? Do you know where they go to?
No, sir.
The state automatically picks it up. The state didn't pick up the gun charges. If the feds do not charge you with the gun, it goes to the feds first. Because first of all, the serial numbers and everything was scratched off of them. The state should have picked that up and charged him, and they didn't. Why? If it was you and I, anybody looked like you, got your last name and rode on a boat with you, they would have got charged with those guns. And those guns would have held them up to either 5 or 10 years flat in the prison system.
It revisits the darkest rumors, the parties, the manipulation, the allegations of violence tied to the RICO charges, not as gossip, but as a pattern testified under the cool, serious tone of a documentary. This is 50 Cent's masterstroke. He didn't just make a diss track, he commissioned a trial by public opinion with Diddy's own voice as evidence.
I didn't do nothing Puffy did. Yeah, no, it was just so excitement. There's so much excitement that there was no reason for me to put something in our drink. I need you to remember. I need you to remember this.
The foundation.
Yeah. Thank you. I told you I jump around.
Oh,
what does it feel like all these years, you being the only one calling this out?
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said that you're a hater. They said you're crazy.
You do this, yeah, and now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying
it might come for
you see it now. All of these complaints. People were damn, they were and pillaged. This was what was going on, right? And what do I get?
When asked if this is about hate, 50 says, "Look, I hated him enough to hire his kids, He reframes it as accountability. If I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip hop culture is comfortable with his actions. He's positioning himself not as a rival, but as a reluctant whistleblower. And here lies the ultimate asymmetry in this war. Diddy sits in a federal prison cell, serving a 50-month sentence. His ability to fight back is neutered. No Instagram lives, no press tours, no controlling the spin. He is, as his team says, deeply concerned. Insiders say he's furious. This documentary represents the ultimate loss, the loss of his story. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is everywhere, promoting, explaining, leaning in. He's won the moment. But the question hangs thick in the air. Is this justice? Or is this the most elaborate revenge in entertainment history? The industry's reaction? Deafening silence. That silence, as 50 Cent points out, is the whole point. It speaks to a culture of complicity, of fear, of networks so entangled that to speak against one pillar is to risk your own place in the temple. Why did so many never go to those parties? As one voice in the doc suggests, a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Like when you go to a birthday party and they have gift bags for everybody that comes that have candy and toys in them, and they set them on the table. So you're telling me at the freak-off parties, they put children on the table instead of gift bags, and then people can do what?
Take you off the table, even though it's against the rules to do certain things like or full house. That's against the rules. Like for me, that was against the rules, but that didn't matter. That did not matter.
So they come choose you off the table, do whatever they want with you, and then what happens?
Then they put you back on the table.
They put you back on the table for somebody else to come choose you? Okay. That's called a party favor effect. It's just one of the little things that go on at the freak-off parties with children. Were there animals there?
Goats.
Did they turn the animals loose on the kids?
Yeah.
And if you got sick and threw up because it was so disgusting, what happened?
You had to eat it.
You had to eat your vomit if you threw up. That's satanic ritual abuse. Diddy was at this party? Denzel Washington was at this party?
Yep.
Birdman was at this party?
Yes, he was.
And Young Jock?
Yep.
And you're telling me Denzel was there and it was after 1 o'clock when he supposedly left?
And beanie, socks, and a gold chain.
So you're telling me Denzel Washington was button. He had a beanie on, socks on, and a gold chain, and that's it. In front of children.
Yep.
Funny. Because he sure portrays himself to be holier than thou.
Yeah, so a lot of them do.
I think you also told me that one of those men have a birthmark.
Left thigh.
One of those men have a birthmark on their left thigh.
Yep.
Did you have actions with Diddy? Denzel? And I know we don't tell on Denzel. You might not tell on Denzel, but your mama gonna tell on everybody. I ain't keeping no pedophile. Denzel?
Yep.
Birdman? Did Birdman promise you things?
So much. Like what he promised Lil Wayne at a young age. Because you know we shared the system together. Shared birthday together too.
I know a lot of you have seen Diddy get guardianship of a lot of young kids. That means he holds their contracts. I know you've heard me talk about Ali's contract and how often it gets auctioned off, and the things that come from that when it's auctioned. So when you're seeing that he was a guardian for these children, he's holding their MK Ultra contracts is what that translates to. Were you the only child at this party?
No, not at all. There's so many kids at this party.
Were there also so many celebrities?
Yep. That whole they leave at a certain time is not true.
The implication chills you to the bone. This is the final, brutal shift. Diddy's legacy is no longer his to write. It's being rewritten in real time by a documentary he never approved, using his own confessional tapes backed by his lifelong foe. It's a parable for the digital age.
Guys, this is nuts. Sean Diddy Combs was still filming himself a week before he got arrested, months after the feds had already raided and taken all his tapes, and somehow that footage got to 50 Cent, who's now put it in his Netflix documentary. Needless to say, Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers are not too happy. Well, we got the clips, and you're gonna wanna watch them before they might get pulled elsewhere. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and look, I'm sharing what YouTube has already out. The news is all over it. Good Morning America. I don't know if this footage was legally obtained. I'm not sure. I'm going to give you my speculation as well as my shock that somehow all this footage Sean Diddy Combs was filming before he got arrested after the raids got into the hands of 50 Cent, one of his like arch nemesis. And now 50 has put the footage in his Netflix documentary. The mogul spokesman, Diddy spokesman, says they're deeply concerned that video shot days before the arrest is in this new documentary produced by his rival. How did 50 get it?
Your greatest tool for image building, the camera, can become the weapon of your own destruction. The public is left to sift through the wreckage. The loyal fans, the skeptical observers, the horrified onlookers. Is this a necessary tearing down of a toxic power structure? Or a grotesque invasion of privacy and a biased character assassination? There are no easy answers. Only the undeniable truth that a line has been crossed from which there is no return.
I want to get a lawyer on it to confirm it, but I gotta be honest, I'm kind of shocked that you'd think, well, this should all be included, should it not?
Listen to me, I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am gonna let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said, let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way, we're losing.
The footage is...
Like, the way he's bossing around these high-powered lawyers is so revealing.
Part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer...
Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Oh, he's loving this.
Jackson, titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
We knew that was coming, by the way, because we learned that throughout, as he was using his own kids to post birthday messages, etc. Like, this guy wants to control everything.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
He's like, oh yeah, look at all these. This wasn't shot. Yeah, what's up? Want to shake hands? Yeah, I'll take this. He thrives in this. This is like, yeah, when people recognize him, he says, what up? Like, barely even there. He's like, yeah, everybody's here looking at me. He's like the quarterback that can never graduate, it feels like to me.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath.
I've been in the streets amongst people. I gotta take a bath. He's like horrified. He's disgusted by it.
Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do.
I have to do it. Not like, oh, that was so great, I loved it. I have to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
Yep. He's got to take those 150 hugs. Now, that's when she asks, like, 50 Cent, why'd you include this?
Like, I need to wash. Like, I'm dirt. This shows you his character.
Is that was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, and what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
I think he does that a lot, surprisingly. I think he just lives his life with cameras. He was filming his most intimate moments, allegedly, with these freak-offs, right? Revealing his true self and the most, aggressive side of himself. He didn't care.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right? For 20 years, right? Is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester. Like maybe you'll come play with me type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
I think it's important.
And she chimes in too, but I want to, just before we hear her pop, he said, what a feud. I put 2 of his kids in my scripted TV shows. I just didn't like, he said, Fruity S to me, and he said Fruity S to me. I don't like that, LOL. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. He just said it, I think, very clearly. Look, he was testing me. Are you in? Are you into play? Are you going to play along with me? Can I have some fun with you? I do think, clearly was it. Can you be my Paul?
The rivalry between Diddy and 50 Cent has been transformed into something historic, a clash that exposes the dark machinery of fame itself. The reckoning is here. But whose reckoning is it really? Diddy's, the industry's, or ours? For watching, this is Behind the Fame. The story never ends. It just gets deeper. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you see this as accountability or vengeance? And what does this mean for the next mogul who thinks they're too big to fail?